This conference will now be recorded.
Let me open the application. Fine. So one more topic, important topic is in implementation or logistics, trade and logistics majorly. One is workflow is the most important topic, one of the important topics. To be frankly, I'm not able to show the complete process of workflow. The reason behind in my system it is not working. So you have learned during purchase requisition. I have shown like how to approve, how to submit workflow, and how to approve the workflow. Everything I have explained, but I have not shown like how it works in the how to map those things. So for that you can go to the YouTube, and you will find plenty of helps workflows. Of course, there is no change from 2012 to D365. From 2012 to D365, there is no much change from in terms of workflow, but they added so many workflows from 2012 to D365. By version on version, it was increased. Just I want to give you a small alert here. If you want workflow for purchase order, majority times workflow for purchase order will be enabled in majority scenarios. In majority companies, one is purchase order workflow. Of course, there are three areas. One is purchase requisition, that is mandatory. Purchase requisition without workflow you cannot proceed, which we have learned already. Okay. Next, purchase order and vendor invoice. Sometimes vendor invoice may not be having workflows. In some companies they will follow workflow for invoice, but these two are not mandatory. But majority companies, they will follow workflow. They will follow workflow. So if you go to this application, for any module, look at this one, any module, after setup, the first one is parameters, the module parameters. Next one is workflows. For any module, accounts receivable, setup, accounts receivable parameters, and then workflows. Okay. So in the same manner, for procurement and sourcing module, setup, first one is parameters and workflows. Second one is workflows. Now for all workflows, you can create directly workflow in the system. Means, suppose if it is a vendor invoice, then you can go to accounts payable module, set up accounts payable workflows. So here vendor invoice journal workflow it is created. Now you can create like this by clicking new. There are so many. So vendor invoice journal, now vendor invoice approval journal, vendor invoice like this. There are so many. Now this is vendor invoice workflow, means purchase order to invoice, and this is line, means in the purchase order invoice, there is one is invoice workflow or invoice line workflow you can create. But the problem is I cannot do it. The reason behind the application is not working for me. There is only one minus point. Otherwise, I would like to show the information to you as well. But it is not working. I tried many times, but it is not working. So vendor invoice workflow. In the same manner, for all workflows, there is no extra setup, but only for purchase orders, procurement and sourcing, purchase orders, like setup, procurement and sourcing parameters. Extra one more checkbox is there. You need to enable this one if you want workflow. So here you can activate change management. If you enable this activate change management checkbox, this is extra checkbox. Activate change management checkbox. If you enable this checkbox, what happens? Let us understand. I have enabled activate change management. Now, if I go to procurement and sourcing, purchase orders, all purchase orders, then I'm creating a new purchase order. So I'm selecting the vendor account. I'm selecting site and warehouse. Click on OK. I'm selecting item. Suppose 20 quantity I have entered. Now I would like to do a confirmation. Sorry, confirmation button is disabled. Actually, I have not created any workflow. Purchase order workflow I have not created. If you go here, procurement and sourcing, setup, procurement and sourcing parameters, workflows, sorry, procurement and sourcing workflows. I have not created any purchase order. Okay, it was created, fine. So this purchase order, one thing for purchase requisition, whether you want or not, it is mandatory. For purchase order, if you enable checkbox, if you enable activate change management checkbox, then PO workflow is mandatory. Only for these two processes in the system, it is by default mandatory. And if you enable this checkbox, then workflow is mandatory for the purchase order. But for remaining workflows, if you create workflow, then it is mandatory. If you are not created, no issues. But for these two, these are the setups. Now it is in the draft mode. Look at this one. The purchase order is in the draft mode. Let me show you what are the statuses. Whenever we are creating a purchase order, give me a second. Whenever we are creating a purchase order, it is creating as approved earlier. Now it is creating draft. If it is created in the draft, it is must. You cannot do a confirmation. You cannot do a confirmation until and unless workflow is completed. So for that, what is the mandatory step? It is in the procurement and sourcing parameters. You need to enable this checkbox. Activate change management. Activate change management. If you enable this checkbox, then PO workflow is mandatory. Purchase order workflow is mandatory. This is by default mandatory. But for remaining workflows, there is no checkbox or there is no special. If you create workflows, it will be mandatory. If you are not created, it is not mandatory. But for these two, a different behavior. Understood? Any questions here? So the utilization I will show you once again, the utilization. But meanwhile, any questions to me? Are you able to follow at least the difference between other workflows versus purchase order and purchase requisition? Purchase requisition, by default, it is mandatory. Whether you accept or not accept, it is mandatory. Whereas purchase order, you can activate the checkbox, then it was becoming mandatory. For remaining, if you want, you can use it, otherwise you can skip it. If you enable workflow, it will be mandatory.
Satya, one question here.
Yes,
Mandatory means like from a system point of view, you are saying, or it based on the requirement, it will be a mandatory actually?
From the system point of view. From the system point of view, because you have activated, you are making this is mandatory.
Okay. The checkbox.
Yeah, exactly. Not for business process. Business process, business need to tell whether I need this, yes or no.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. But remaining workflows, if you create workflow, it will be mandatory. If you are not created, it is not mandatory. So workflow is created. So initially the draft, it is in the draft status. Now it is in review. It is in review. Now let me go to workflows. So I'm showing you the utilization of workflow, but configuration of workflow I'm not able to show you. As I told you, like the system has performance issues, so it is not working. So you can go through video like YouTube, you will find plenty of workflows. It was explained as a lot. It is very simple. Configuration is not a complex. Drag and drop. So in the logistics process, purchase order process is most important. The reason behind it is like, as I already initially informed to you, like if you mistakenly purchased wrong items with the costly items, then it will be waste of your money. In the very first stage, I have told you, like one is like projectors. Unnecessarily, suppose if you purchase, then it will create problems. If you remember, I will show you once again, I will recap. Purchase process is important, most important for any organization. For any organization, purchase process is most important. Give me a second, it is still processing. Whether it is workflow is activated or not, let me verify whether it is active or not. Here you can see it is active. If you want to make inactive, you can click here. Then this checkbox will be disappeared. So if this checkbox is enabled, means it is active, means workflow is running. If you want to disable workflow, you can click on make inactive rather than deleting. Okay, fine. Let me verify. Sorry. Actually, anyhow, the approver is not by me. There will be some other person. So I will try to assign to me because I'm an administrator. But it is only submission is showing still. For this one, whether batch job is required, I'm not sure. Let me verify. Services. Let me enable this batch job. I'm not sure whether it is workflows will ask for batch jobs or not. Just changing this one. Start. Because this is a techno-functional tasks majority. So it is in starting stage. I'm making running. So if you
Hello.
Shraddha, your voice is not audible to us.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. You're
Yes.
audible now.
Fine. There is a network issue. It is so earlier the problem is there, but from last 6 months there is no network issue. Now from last 2 3 days I'm getting these network issues. Okay. So give me a second. It is running. The status should be like status should be starting to running. Then only it will work. Let me close. Still it is going on now. Okay. So I think now it will start. Okay, running. Let me verify. Refresh. Otherwise, let me create a new one without wasting our time, because at that time, whenever I have submitted workflow, the like batch job is not running. But as I told you, in real time scenario, you will not touch that batch job at all. You will not touch that batch job at all. Only it will be running always. But for to speed up the application, we are disabling that batch job. Okay, I have created a workflow, new purchase order. Let me do a confirm, like a submit workflow. Let me verify the workflow. Maybe in couple of days we are going to wind up the sessions. So I need like if you want any questions, any concerns, please let me know. Maybe in couple of days we are winding up. I mean to say I'm going to complete the sessions. So majority topics are completed. So you need to verify the system, and you can come back to me like if you have any doubts. And already I have added all of you into one group. One of my personal like I mean to say students, all are my students only in that group. Yeah, now it is moving. So the approver is Inga, to be frankly. So what I will do, I will reassign to me. Because I'm an administrator, I'm doing reassignment. So this workflow you cannot try in the test environment like a demo environment. If it is configured in your system, then only you can verify. Now it is accept. Yeah. So it may be the workflow may not be only one person. It may be several people, like 2-3 people also, or 4 people, 5 people. That is depending upon your requirement. So now it is giving option to approve, reject, or you have options to inform like request change, delegate to some other, recall, workflow recall. So you can have options. One is approve means you are approving, reject means you are not approving, you are directly rejecting. Request change means modifications you can, delegate means you are giving to some other persons. Recall means resubmit once again. Okay, so now I'm approving this one.
So doesn't it create a conflict that you submitted it and approved it by yourself?
Self-approval. You are asking about self-approval?
Yes, sir.
So that is also possible. Means that is conditions you need to write down. If it is less than 5,000, we can map one workflow, one approval. It is self-approval. Means created user. There are multiple options like whoever is created, that person can approve if it is less than 5,000. If it is more than $5,000, then workflow is required. So you can write the conditions also inside. Whether I have given answer to your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like you can do workflow approvals like conditions inside. There are many conditions you can write down. So it is very simple. So only problem is like environment access. Otherwise, it is simple. But first time it may take 2 to 3 days time to you to understand all the setups. First time mapping. So whenever you are mapping workflows, don't map the very complex workflow initially. Even though it was assigned to you like some workflow, complex workflow, try to map simple conditions like yes or no. There will be conditional workflow conditions. So if it is yes, this one; if it is no, this one, and approve. That's it. Simple level. Suppose I'm telling you, like, let me finish this one and then I will come back. Let it be approved. It is approved. As soon as it is approved, you can do the confirmation. Okay, remaining process, you know. So my intention is, suppose there is a conditions like if it is less than 5,000, one person will be approved. If it is more than 5,000, more than or equal, then there will be 2 managers should be approved. If it is less than 5,000, sorry, greater than 5,000 and less than or equal to 25,000. Next, above 25,000, then the CFO need to be approved, suppose. Like this, it is there. So don't take the entire complex process. Of course, even though it was assigned to you, the complex, try to use only first, try to map this one. Only this condition. Less than 5,000, 1 person, more than 5,000, 1 person. So first you try to map this condition and verify. So if you want to verify these things, we need to have multiple users also. Multiple user credentials also required, because one user will be created, another user will be approved. Okay, that is the reason full length environment, if it is environment is exists, then it is easy to map all those things. So try to map like this. Simple workflow. Once it is working fine, then you can enhance this workflow, whatever it is, conditions. Slowly enhance that conditions. If you start mapping all complex like complex workflows in the very first day, you cannot understand, but you will not succeed. The failure, the chances of failure is more. You cannot understand what is going on. So my suggestion is, try to map. First one is like simple workflow. Here in this is a simple workflow only. If you go inside, there are 2 workflows, there are 2 users, workflow should be approved. That's it, simple workflow, this one. That users is, one is Inga and some other one is one more user. Actually, one more user is also there. Either one can approve. Okay, what I did, I have overwritten with Inga by my name, and I have approved. So whenever you want to learn workflows, first you try to learn with simple workflows. Even though your manager or your lead has given complex scenario, first try to adapt whether simple workflow is working fine or not, and increase the condition, one condition, simple condition. Once it is working, then you can enhance your knowledge or applying the logic to workflows, slowly complex. So initially it may take 1 or 2 days time to you like to map these workflows. Even though your manager or something asked you, Then you can tell them, I have knowledge, but I have not worked with this workflow. Let me try. No issues. But it's not a complex. As I told you, the attempt should be with the simple workflow first. Then slowly the conditions you can. Suppose morning he has given. Within half an hour, try to understand the standard workflow. Standard, I mean to say simple workflow. Then after 1 hour, you can try with the different combinations. By evening, if he has given the complex workflow, by evening you can try to do the complex workflows. First, if you don't know about the very simple workflow, if you start mapping the complex scenarios, you have gone through videos, video like YouTube videos, and you know the process, then if you start implementing the complex workflows, then you will fail. Understood? The simplest way. So try to initially try to walk, and then try to learn running, and then try to learn cycling, then try to learn bike, and then try to learn car. First is walking, next running. Running also it is not reaching, like you are not able to reach in time. Then you will take cycle. Even though it is not reaching, then you will take bike. Even though it is not reaching, then you will take car. Slowly increasing. If you start directly driving with car, you cannot understand how it is the process. Make sense? Any doubts in this one? So for logistics or operations, so if you remember, let me go to this one, modules. Operations, you are going to be a part of operations. This is finance. Finance will come across these three, because HR and payroll also it will impact to the finance, and this also project accounting is majorly, it will impact finance. Okay, fine. But operations is more. In this operations, workflows, majority people will use workflows. Finance workflows also there, but it is not that much mandatory. But whereas in operations, these all are called operations. Workflows is mandatory, means many clients they will use workflows. Okay, so in training, workflow is not actually workflows is a part of this one, to be frankly. Okay, but I'm giving you the high level inputs only. The reason behind, there are many things for workflows, means you need to have environment properly, and you need to have multiple users. One user will be created, another user will be approved. Okay, fine. Any questions, please? Any more questions? So in this area, you are going to use workflows a lot, but majorly logistics. Majorly logistics consultant will do like majority workflows when compared with other modules. When compared with other modules, in this module, workflows utilization is little bit more in majority clients. Okay, fine. I hope it is clear. Now, one more important topic I want to explain you, product master. I have explained earlier, but I want to give some more insights about the product master. Let me stop this bad job. Otherwise, it will take. I mean to say, the performance wise, it was a lot. I don't want this workflow, like bad job should be running. Okay. Now, I want to give you more insights about product master. Product information management, released products, maybe by next Tuesday or Wednesday it is going to be ended, your sessions. If you have questions, then I will try to maybe it will be extended, but most probably by coming Tuesday or Wednesday it is going to be ended for logistics. Look at this one. If you are selecting product master, then here extra it is coming. So product dimension group is mandatory if you select product master. In this, there are 3 functions, whether you have remember or not. One is predefined variants. Next one is dimension based configuration. Next one is constraint based configuration. Okay, so in 2012, in the previous version, for this there are 4 types. One is predefined. Next one is dimension based configuration. Constraint based configuration. Next, rule based configuration. This is available in AX 2012 and previous versions. This is available in 2012, AX 2012 and previous versions. So deprecated in D365. In 2012, this is introduced. This is in 2012. So I mean to say, in the previous versions, that is not at all there. Constraint based configuration, it is not there. Now recently in 2012 it was introduced and it was continued in D365 to replace this one, rule based configuration technology. Actually, what is this rule based configuration technology means? One module called product builder. Product builder is a module. It was completely deprecated by Microsoft. Okay, that product builder is what is this actually? What is this two will do? Let us understand. Of course, this is related to leads to manufacturing, but you should know about this information so that you can showcase like you have experienced and you know the application very well. Because for when compared with some other junior people, you are strong. How can you make like yourself like strong means if you speak about these two, then opposite person will understand, yes, you have experience and you have knowledge. So let us understand this one, these two. Okay, what is this rule based configuration technology or constraint based configuration technology? What is this means? Actually, if you want to manufacture, manufacturing of lift, suppose you are a manufacturer of cars. If you are a manufacturer of cars, so once you received an order from the customers, can you start car manufacturing? Car manufacturing, suppose your company is a car manufacturing company. Once you received an order from the customers, then only you will start car manufacturing. Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes,
Suppose you
sir.
want, if you want a car, you will go to the showroom and you will purchase car immediately. Am I right? But not, you are not giving an order now and you will get a car after 1 year.
No, but most of the time there is always a advance booking or something for a certain period, 1 or 2
But
month of waiting.
but in 1 month or 1 week, a car will not be manufactured. Am I right?
No, sir. No, definitely.
So manufacturer will start manufacturing without customer orders. Agree with me? Car manufacturing. Suppose
Yes.
you want to purchase a bike. Then bikes will be manufactured already. It will be available in the showroom. It may take like 1 week time to have your favorite model. That's it. 1 week or 10 days or 15 days. Nowadays, it is you are giving an order, you are taking immediately. Means the manufacturer is not starting after receiving an order. They will do a manufacturing. They will predict how much sales will be happened for the month of October, how much sales will be happened for the month of November, December, Jan, February, Feb and March, like that. They will predict and they will do manufacturing. Agree with me, everyone?
Sure. Yes. Definitely.
If it is lift manufacturing, if it is a lift manufacturing, whether it will be available readily, if you go to any shop, can you purchase a lift, escalator, lift or escalator?
Mm.
No. Not go to any any showroom, you cannot purchase a lift. Agree with me, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You
Yes.
cannot go to any shop, you cannot purchase a lift. Why?
It varies based on the dimensions of each, the individual apartment or anything.
Exactly.
We have to
So
customize it for the need
exactly.
requirements.
Yes, exactly. So in each and every apartment will have different uh, dimensions. Maybe we are not sure. Based on the dimensions means what is the width, what is the height, what is the depth, and where I need to keep the buttons, left side, right side, and whether I need to display the floor number in the top or left side or right side. There are many things. They will take the information from you and then they will produce this item. That is this one. Constraint based configuration technology or rule based configuration technology means this is if you are I'm sorry, if you are a manufacturer of if you are a manufacturer of lift, escalators or something, then this is most important. You need to configure the item. You need to configure the item based on the client requirement. So in this, there are so many components I need. So in the product builder, the old version product builder, that is a rule based configuration technology. If you want fields, there are some 15 to 20 fields are there. 15 to 20 fields are there. Those 15 to 20 fields we can use it. If you want fields, we need to do a customization. But I mean to say the fields are very few only. But whereas in this constraint based configuration technology, it was enhanced a lot. Enhanced a lot. Okay, what it means, let me show you practically, then you will understand at least high level inputs. Okay, anyhow, this is not important, or it is not a mandatory process for your career to become a logistics consultant. But if you want to, you should be a unique person with other persons. Always you need to try to make yourself unique person when compared with others. Then this will be helpful to you a lot if you know these functionalities. And if you want to become a production consultant, like the whatever I told you, like it is a escalation, I mean to say escalator manufacturing or lift manufacturing, then it will be helpful to you. Okay, fine. So that is constraint based configuration. Constraint based configuration. So for this, let me show you. Give me a second. Now, if I go to product information management, setup, look at this one, dimensions and variants, not here. Okay, categories and attributes. Look at this one, attributes. Okay, first attribute types, let me show you. So if you look at this one, attribute types, look at this one, type, there are many things. Earlier in the previous application, in the product builder, you will find decimal, integer, text, boolean, only 4. Decimal, integer, text and boolean. These are the 4 available in the previous function product builder rule based configuration. So they are not able to extend much from this one. That is the reason that product builder functionality was deprecated and it was enhanced with different types. Currency, date and time, decimal, all these things you can define. These are attribute types. So look at this one, cable size, campaign, there are many things. So there are so many words, like if it is a text, it is yes or no. If it is a back type text, it is given like so many. So boolean, brands. So you can create your own fields. Understood? If you want to do manufacturing of lift or escalator, there are many things. Simple example I will give you. Simple example I will give you for better understanding. I'm taking paintbrush. Look at this one. This is rectangle. Am I right? Agree with me? What is this? Is there any difference between these two? Or no difference? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is there any difference at least or not?
Yes, there is.
There is a difference. So in manufacturing, definitely for this one, there should be one name, there should be one name. For understanding, this is rectangle, this is curved rectangle. I'm giving one name. I need to give one name, am I right? This curve is, whether it is huge or small, there is so many components. So to identify all these things, we need to have so many fields. Understood? So this terminologies may not be expertized by you, but business people, they know. Understood? That is the reason there are so many attribute types you can create. And if they are describing, you can try to learn this one. Of course, actually in the market, manufacturing consultants demand is high, to be frankly. So the opportunities are, when compared with like finance, it may be a 60%, and logistics may be a 30%, 35%, 5% may be manufacturing. Even 5% people are also not available in the market. The reason behind, so there are so many terminologies related to manufacturing. So until and unless if you have not worked in the production module, I mean to say like real-time manufacturing company, you cannot gain the knowledge. But you can try. If you suppose there is opportunity for manufacturing consultant for 3 resources in a company, okay, only one person is there. What he will do? He will train up a junior people. At that time, if you got opportunity, try to learn manufacturing, because getting manufacturing opportunity is very complex. People are also not available in the market. Okay, so these are different terminologies. Whenever you are working with business people, these fields you will understand, you will adapt. If you know the application, suppose if you know the application, how it is working, and business people, they know terminology, together you can build these configurations. So attribute types you need to define. Next, you need to create attribute groups. Similar kind of items is one group. So air conditioners, casual shirts, there are many things. Coats. Okay, we will continue on this one tomorrow. About this is, I'm telling you, like, with this explanation, you will not be expertise in this area, but if you know this at least the basics, you can understand yourself. You can try yourself. If you got opportunity in your company, if you got opportunity to work with manufacturing, yes, you can. That's good for you, for your career. So either you cannot survive with this only T&L for long running. You should be expertise either finance with T&L, or T&L with manufacturing, or T&L with WMS, TMS, this warehouse management, or T&L with retail. Only T&L, you will not be survive in the market. Means survive means you have reached, suppose initially 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, later on 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. After that, if you want to grow, your career growth will be more either all these things or finance. Always demand is finance, manufacturing, and advanced warehouse management, transportation management, retail, either one. So you have to have 2 modules to be expertise. With 1 module, you cannot survive. If it is only finance, yes, long run it's not an issue. But if you are becoming a only T&L consultant, that will not help you to grow faster. If you want to grow, either you can become a finance and T&L consultant, or T&L with manufacturing, or T&L with advanced warehouse management, or T&L with retail. Retail also a huge demand in the nowadays in the market. Retail is also a huge demand in the market. Manufacturing demand is very less, to be frankly, but people also not available. Even for 5 people, it may be 2 members or 3 members available in the market. Okay, fine. We'll continue tomorrow. So just I will give you once again the brief about what it is, and we'll discuss further more on this one, and I will show you about here product configuration models. Tomorrow I will show you. Okay, I'm stopping here for today. Any quick questions? If nothing, then we will wind up the session for today. We'll connect once again tomorrow morning, same time. See you all.